Welcome to the fucking channel, and you know who it is. This is me, Manny, and this is my sister. She over there having fun. Today, dropping my money, dropping my shit, dropping my my life. All right. Today we are
smoking on some gas.
Smoking on some gas. Okay, everybody. I got a news for y'all. I am changing our names. I'm sorry. I know y'all know me as Ghost Socks, but
It's dead. It's been how long now?
For a while now. For a year.
A year.
Yeah, a year now. So I'm finally changing my name to the final name that I'm gonna stick to till the day my channel hit 1 million.
What's that?
It is the Fry Bulldogs, and right now, I am working on the logo. I am working on everything for the logo, so it's gonna be out soon. And if I will take a poll, if y'all want me to change the name to the Fry Bulldog with the logo I got, or the same logo I got right now with Ghost Socks, I'll make a poll so y'all can pick. That's all I wanted to say to begin with. Without that mushy, gushy stuff, let's get the fuck started. Y'all know who it is. This video is not for kids. Yeah.
It's Fried Bulldog.
Can they see it? Hold on. It's upside down. It's upside down. Yeah. Hold on, let me hold it. This is the Fried Bulldog. Can y'all see it? Focus. Focus. Yeah, they can't see this shit. It's a blur.
I think they see it sideways, but that's a Fried Bulldog.
Coming soon. All right, but today we are reacting to the Old Man Tales SCP-106 animation by the Rubber. Like, comment, subscribe to the Rubber. This is gonna be an interesting one. You're gonna like this one. The Old Man. Let me just give you a quick history on the Old Man. The Old Man is disgusting.
Oh God.
Yes, that's a quick history. Let's get. And without further ado, let's do this.
Discretion is advised. She didn't hear it.
Warning.
Not at first. At this time of night, the labs were deserted. The whole of Site-120 was practically empty. Corridors dim and silent. Offices shut. Experimental apparatus crouched in shadowy chambers. There were no anomalies contained on site, so the only people left in the compound were a couple of security staff. Researcher Jenner had always been wrapped up in her work. There was no one to go home to. She had been with the Foundation for many years. Many late nights like this, engrossed in the calculations and correlations spread in front of her. And so she didn't hear the noise, not when it started. It wasn't until she breathed in the smell, faint but thick with rot, that she started to get up from her work and noticed the noise. A soft, crackling.
How will you feel if that happened to you?
I'm like, ew, the fuck? Somebody stinks. Who the fuck got green fucking fog near me? That's sick as shit.
Yo, motherfucker,
Old man taking a whole shit in the other room.
Yo.
Even close the door and shit.
Ooh, didn't flush the toilet or wash his hands. Ew.
Nope.
But you gotta explore though, just to find out who it is though. Which is the part that
From the
sucks.
far corner of the lab, a sound like wet leaves in a fire, like whispers from a dried-up throat, just at the edge of hearing. Absently, Jenner rubbed her eyes, pushed her glasses back up, and peered across the darkened room. The noise was still there. She had taken 4 steps across the lab when the lamp behind her blinked out. Swallowed in darkness, she froze. The noise had gone. Her breathing had grown rapid and shallow, and she forced 2 deeper breaths before taking out her phone and switching on the torch. The noise started again. It was thicker, somehow. Moist. She looked over her shoulder, indecisive. Should I stay or should I go? Almost before she realized, she was walking cautiously across the shadowed room.
Alright, in that situation, what would you do? Would you stay or would you go?
As soon as I smelled that funk, I would have been out.
Please get out the funk.
And I would have been singing that funk. Ow. What'd you do?
You
hear all them fucking creepy noises like an old man beating his dick. Excuse my language. But the old man
Rubbing
was
one
beating his
out.
meat,
Polishing the hot iron.
and that's what it smelled. His meat smelled.
First, I won't investigate that shit. Definitely 100% never gonna investigate that shit.
Or I'll get
I'm
somebody
out.
to do it for me.
Yeah, no, I am out. As soon as I saw the green cloud, I'm
I
out.
don't get paid enough for this.
Yeah, I'm like, I just work here.
Right.
So I just work here. What the fuck?
Towards the source of the sound. Her torch lit up the back wall of the lab. A black smear had spread across it, the paint and plaster bubbling and flaking slowly. The sizzle was louder, and the air was heavy with an oily stink of decay. She could see the surface of the wall had softened, sagging in wet bulges. A hand shot out of the wall without warning. Its fingers were broad and gray, sticky with black mucus, grabbing her forearm. Instantly, her lab coat started to melt, and as she yanked her arm away, the sleeve tore off, disintegrating. The fingers snatched at her again, and she dropped her phone. As she stumbled backwards, the torch shone up from the floor, lighting the figure that pushed its way through the mottled, fleshy wall. It looked like an old man, decrepit and rotten. It was naked, its skin slick and shiny as pitch.
Oh no, here we go. I'm sorry, I told you I was gonna get eyebrow because don't blame me.
Its
Suck my
flesh
dick.
was
I ain't
withered
ready
and
yet, okay? I
decomposing,
get out of
with
it.
missing toes and misshapen feet. A distended gut protruded obscenely from beneath a narrow chest, arms spread wide in a mockery of greeting. Above a ruined throat, she saw a too wide mouth locked in a rictus grin. And oh god, those eyes. The thing emerging from the wall before her looked like a man, but its eyes were gray and flat as a shark's. The researcher took another 2 steps back, reaching behind her for something, anything solid to hold. Her breath caught in her throat. The old man stood still, dripping black foulness onto the floor as the tiles began liquefying beneath him. Her phone sank beneath the surface.
What you think so far of the old guy?
He a whole creep.
Creep bull.
I want to see what he gonna do to her though.
What you mean you want to see what he gonna do?
But he gonna drag her into the black slime. The bitch gonna die. I know that.
Oh shit, bitch gonna be dead. Bitch
Torch
dead
flickered out. In darkness, she
Oh
ran.
no, not soon. Cause
As she turned to close the doors behind her, she could see that hideous figure pacing deliberately across the room. Something about his lack of hurry unnerved her deeply. She forced herself to keep running down the corridor, hoping the night guard was close. Hello everybody, I'm the Rubber. Today, we bring you a tale from the SCP Foundation. Frank! After the second turn, she saw him, halfway from the guard station. What's wrong? You look pale. Frank. Oh, thank God. Her chest was heaving, and she could hardly speak. Slow down. Take a second to... Frank's voice tailed off, and she looked up to see his gaze fixed on the end of the dim corridor. The old man was walking towards them, trailing a viscid ooze. Frank trained the torch on him, and his other arm on his holster. The old man's eyes shone avid and empty. Hey! Stop now! I'll shoot you! The old man ignored his warning. Frank fired 3 shots. 2 hits to the chest. The old man stopped, gradually crumpling forward. The researcher let out a breath. The glistening corpse sank into the floor, swallowed by the slime it had generated. What the hell? Frank started towards the blackened floor, but she held his sleeve. Wait, I think it's some kind of acid. We need to call someone. Frank pulled out his radio, but before he could push the button, a glob of black mucus landed on his radio, setting it fizzing. Frank dropped it like he had been stung and glanced upwards. The next drop landed in his right eye. Jenner stumbled backwards as Frank screamed and clutched his face. She could hear the hiss as the corrosion ate at his eye socket from the inside. Then she saw that grinning face emerge from the dark patch on the ceiling, and the old man dropped onto Frank's back. One hand slid into the muscles of his shoulder like it was dough, and Frank...
What you just said? Jump onto his what's his name again? Jump onto his back, and you said what?
That was gay. He really clowned on him when he was was going for some of his booty.
Oh my god. And you think I'm the only one who do no? Yeah. And he wanted a piece of that meat.
Scream became louder. As he crashed into the wall of the corridor, she saw the other hand sink into Frank's throat and tear, and the scream was abruptly cut off. Frank started to collapse into the wall as it darkened around him. The last thing she saw was those eyes, locked on hers as they sank back into the blackness. Her heart pounded. She tried to stand, but she was lightheaded, and her ankle was throbbing. She had to run. Every second not running was death. Dragging herself up on a cabin, she tried to think, eyes flicking between the ruined radio and the puckered bruises on the wall and floor. Run? But where? The guard's office was her best bet. From there, she could use the alarm to call for additional Foundation support. Don't look behind, she told herself. Each step was a battle, trying to move faster to stop her leg from buckling. Every shadow in the half-lit hallway loomed like a threat. Forward momentum was the only thing keeping her upright. She rounded the last corner and finally saw the room at the end of the hall. With a grunt of effort, she pushed herself to a final run, closing the final yards and crashing through the door. Her first step inside sank shin deep into the foaming muck that used to be the floor. She fell and her hands were caught too, skin burning as they were sucked deeper into the ground. Looking up, she could see the console with the alarm button just out of reach, and she wailed in sick despair. It was the last sound she made before the world was consumed by night. Death did not come. She was submerged in a lake, but somehow the researcher could still breathe. Was she still falling? She couldn't tell. All feeling had vanished, her skin no longer stinging, although the blood still pounded in her ankle. She stayed there suspended for minutes, unsure of the passing of time, of what this meant. Then the gloom lightened, blurred, and resolved into a tiled floor. The gray light showed her a room she didn't recognize, but which was somehow familiar. Dust, dead leaves, and scraps of metal were strewn across the floor, and one of the walls had buckled in on itself. She pulled herself over to the door and looked out into a dilapidated hallway, mold and rust covering the ceiling, and the floor contorted like a writhing snake.
Oh my fucking god. Don't shake it. Hold up.
There were no lights, but the hall was lit by a gray-green glow, a sickly aurora undulating sluggishly across every surface. She was right. It was a dimensional anomaly, probably controlled by that thing. The researcher felt desperate. She's in its territory now. Probably it had made this place or had lived here for years, so it would know every inch. But if she had fallen into it, that meant there was a way out. She just had to keep moving, and she would find it. She limped into the corridor, clambering over collapsed furniture and wiping plaster dust from her hands. Keep going forward. Look for an exit. Don't think about what might be behind you. Don't think about Frank. Don't think about that grin and those eyes. A metallic buzzing grew louder, and she realized that it had been there since she arrived in this place. She tried to move faster. She needed to stop just for a moment. She grabbed at a door handle. Relief flooded her when it opened. She pushed past the door and walked into another hallway. However, the disarray of the halls was gone. Everything here was in its proper place. Tidy, like a hospital or classroom. A closet stood against the wall at the back of the room. Jenner opened the closet, and the corpses fell out onto her. It was a mountain of decomposing limbs and organs.
Oh!
Look at the big toe.
I see the big toe.
Like mine for real. Don't you? And the fucking brain, yo. Look at my fucking big toe.
Yeah. Just wait on your big toe.
So I'm confused on why this bitch didn't die yet.
Because
She's being sucked into all these different.
No, it's cause he like to play with his prey.
Oh.
So he won't kill you when you get sucked and you suck into a pocket dimension that he controls. So he controls how long you there for, how long you live. If you die, you die. He gonna bring you back, like internally, like hell, pretty much. So he controls everything. So that's why she's still alive, because he can kill her multiple times and keep her alive. But he like playing with his food. Or maybe this is the tale where he found his lover, and I don't know. But that's one thing I know about him, though. You ready? We almost done.
All limp and slick. They slithered down at her under the weight of the pile, trailing gore. She retched at the deep, foul smell of putrescence, flailing wildly to pull herself free. A bloated hand pawed at her leg as it fell, and she felt something slippery and soft under her feet as she stood. This assemblage would have taken dozens of bodies, she thought, still gagging. As it slumped further, it exposed a face she recognized. Frank. A deep hole where his eye had been, and his neck was torn open, black jelly dripping from the flesh. Her eyes scanned the line of his body and saw his leg twisted viciously upwards, exposed bone protruding where the foot had been ripped off. She was trying to hold in a scream when she heard movement from the back of the closet. Without thinking, she bolted for the door. Behind her, the sounds of sinewy limbs pulling themselves clear of the corroded wall. She could feel the old man had entered the room, only a few steps back. She pushed open the door and took a left turn, with the hope that it would lead her to an exit. The footsteps behind her were getting louder, closer. Suddenly, a hand clutched at her back, her lab coat melting to tatters. The floor beneath her started to bubble. With a yell, she leaped forward, but couldn't get far. A pathetic effort, she thought. The ghoul was still behind her. She heard a new noise, like a deep growl. Suddenly, she realized that the corpse before her had a lump of new flesh in its throat, bloody and ragged. Frank's throat, she realized, and her stomach dropped. She looked again at the old man, seeing its misshapen carcass, patched and scarred. It looked at her with its dead eyes. She made no sound. The old man took a step towards her. It held up its left hand. She could see the mark where the ring had been. She couldn't think, couldn't breathe, couldn't move. The old man reached towards her, tenderly holding her cheek. Her skin puckered and liquefied, flesh dripping from her face. She screamed then. The last thing she felt was the weight of the two of them sinking into the floor, locked in a final, burning embrace. The next morning, Jenner was found dead in the facility. Her skin was dry and cracked. Her eyes appeared to have been clawed out, leaving only two hollow sockets. Mouth wide open, lower jaw dislocated. Her expression transfixed in an internal agony.
Well, damn. That's how you gonna end your video? Hold on. That's how you gonna end it? What you thought about that? Did that scare you?
I mean, it scared me, but it was a little creepy.
Creepy.
How, like,
from 1
he
to
was
10.
like acid. He was like an acid man.
Yeah, from 1 to 10, how creepy was that?
5.
5. Okay.
What about you?
That was I give it a 5 too. It was
It's
at
like
the
halfway.
scale like okay, y'all saw me like ooh, and I was like oh.
I feel like the end was the creepiest.
Yeah, the end was creepy
The way
because
he made
oh my
her.
god, her face started dripping off. Ooh.
Like an old woman creepy.
Yeah. Okay, everybody, this is my sister. She will be in the next video with me. We gonna get through this, and y'all too. Y'all tell us from 1 to 10 how creepy that was, and we'll see y'all in the next video. Peace out.
Those.
Oh, my bad. Subscribe to the rubber.
Yeah,
And
subscribe
subscribe to me,
Fried Bulldog.
Fry Bulldogs or Ghost Socks. Until the police out.